Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Was Neglected and Became a Samurai? And yeah, guys, it's an unscripted movie as well. Now, before continuing this, I have taken into the consideration of your new suggestions, but yeah, it will take time and I will upload all of them in the next month or at least try to, while also making my own stories as well. And other than that, Anime Master, thank you for the suggestion. I will be making a 1.5 hour special Sunday movie tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And other than that, if you haven't, then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin with our story. Our story begins in Konohagakure no Sato after the Kyuubi attack. The Kyuubi attack was quite devastating. It was the same day when Mikaze Uzumaki children were born. They were triplets, Naruto being the oldest one, the middle one being his youngest brother, Menma, and the youngest being their little sister, Natsumi. Now both Menma and Natsumi had red hair and blue eyes, while Naruto had blue eyes and blonde hair just like his father. The difference other than that was the other two, the younger two, were pale just like their mother, while Naruto had tan skin somewhat. Naruto didn't have anything sealed inside of him. The yin and yang chakra was split between Natsumi and Menma. As Minato then proclaimed to the villagers that they should be hailed as heroes and their savior, while Naruto was forgotten. As time passed by, Naruto and the other children reached the age of 3. Everything went downhill for Naruto from then on. He was openly ignored and put down whenever asked questions. He was quite desperate to get their attention, and whenever he tried, he will always get that same answer. They didn't have time for him right now. He was a big boy, so he could take care of himself. He had to be strong for his siblings. They needed more attention, as such, and on and on. It went for almost next 6 years until they reached at the age of 9. Menma and Natsumi had both grown cocky and somewhat arrogant because the villagers praised and kissed the ground they walked upon, and showering them with praises and presents, filling their heads that if they were gods walking amongst them, while Naruto had to fend off for himself. He at the age of 5 realized that he won't get anything, not even his foods, clothes, anything for his even daily life utilities from his parents, even if he wanted to, because they openly forgot about him, and his siblings rubbed it in on him. Now both of them loved Naruto and were teasing him, and they were quite arrogant, so they didn't thought that it was wrong at the time. So they openly ignored him and teased him, saying that he was a loser and such on. But Naruto felt hurt, and over time he has grown numb to the feeling of such known as love. He didn't know what it was because he has never felt it as long as he could remember. At the age of 5, he had to go into the village, look for some D-rank jobs, did odd jobs. Heck, he even had to mow the lawns for some grown adults, getting a little bit of money just so he could eat and live for himself. Naruto tried to save as much as he could while minimizing his budget and utilities, and he was able to save up to 80,000 yen when he reached at the age of 10. He alongside his siblings were enrolled into the academy. His parents even forgot about that, so he had to do it all by himself. And here he was, being an average kid in the academy, performing with average grades and taijutsu style that the academy taught. Now Naruto knew that he had to get some sort of other sort of training to get an upper hand on his siblings, because he wasn't good with taijutsu or any ninjutsu since his parents openly ignored him. So he went to only one person who could teach him. It was none other than Maito Gai himself, the Konoha Screen Beast. Naruto could still remember the day he met him and shuddered. He was just strolling around here and there at the age of 8 when he met the green spandex wearing man punching a tree down and yelling about youth of flames and such stuff. As he said, approaching the kid, "Hello, my youthful friend." What do you think about my training? Do you want to train in my youthfulness as well? Really, mister? Would you like to train me? Oh, you really are youthful. Your flames of youth burn brightly within you, young man. What is your name? I'm Naruto. Well, young Naruto, I will train you, but it is going to be hard. Are you up for it? Is your flame of youth so bright that it will surpass my training regimen? Hi, I will do it, sensei. Yosh! And Naruto didn't know what he signed up for at the time. He was just happy that he was going to get trained and get some sort of upper hand. Madara guy trained him so hard that Naruto, when he reached at the age of 11, his baby fat was gone. And he had gained muscle, a lot of muscles there. Not too much of a muscly head, just like that for swimmer's body. And he was kind of a heartthrob between the civilians and some academy students of his age. And some of the Ganins as well, because of his looks. His hair has grown out as he tied it in a ponytail behind him, and the ponytail was running wild. Now, Naruto was quite surprised when Menma and Natsume saw this, and were openly looking at him after his change of attire. Now his attire was sleeveless black shirt with orange lining and black shinobi pants with black shinobi sandal. And yet here he was sitting. And he had moved out of the Uzumaki Namikaze household as well, since they'd bothered to lock him outside for almost 1 month again. He had to live in the alleyways, so he had enough of them. Naruto didn't know what to feel now. He didn't want to get close to his parents or anyone else. He just wanted to live as he was living and become a strong shinobi. As this was going on, Naruto one day was training as he was taking out his frustration of Iruka's boring lectures on trees when a wanderer passed by him. Oi, Gaki, why are you destroying these trees? Don't you know they are oak trees that are 100 years old? Piss off, old man. I'm just taking my heat off my head. Why don't you spar against me and let's see how much you got guts, kid. The man now had white and somewhat of green hair with one scar over his eyes, as he had 3 swords sheathed in their holsters, tied to his hips and back. What's your name, old man? Same could be asked for you, kid. You go first. Isn't it kind of obvious that the elder should represent them first when talking to the younger ones? Fair enough. My name's Zoro. What's your? Naruto. Good. Maybe I can teach this kid if he passes my test. As the spar began, Naruto was quite surprised. The man who looked like samurai was able to dodge and parry all of his attacks and was able to easily disarm him and even make him exhausted. Is that all you got, kid? You got great strength in your arms and legs. Great posture for Kenjutsu. Maybe I can teach you such. But it will be basic. From there on, you have to develop your own style. I have developed the 3 sword style. You can develop 2 sword style and 1. 3 is quite rare. And I wouldn't be surprised if you don't have it. You're so on, old man. And from then on, Naruto trained with him for 2 years in the basic katas of the Kenjutsu that he taught him. Now this is a basic style, Naruto. 2 years later, said Zoro to him as both of them were meditating sitting under an oak tree that Naruto tried to blast away. Hi, sensei. You know what you have to do. You have to make your own style. Meditate. Become one with your blade, and then it will come to you. But what if I have 2 sword styles or 3 sword styles? Just imagine, if you want to, that you have 2 sword styles. 2 swords in your hands and 1 more in your teeth, just like mine. And then you can perform it in your head. If it comes out correct, practice it and master it. It will come to you. Now goodbye, my student. It is where you and I part. I have to go and meet my friend. And I obviously lost my way here, but it's a good thing that I meet you here. As after that, Zoro left, never to be seen or heard. as Naruto was sitting there, meditating for 1 week straight. And back we go towards the Uzumaki Namikaze residence, as Kushina and Minato and their family were looking at their family album and were just having a great night when suddenly a kid's picture passed by them. It was of a blonde kid that looked sad in the background, looking looking at them from behind a shed, peeking at them as they were taking a picture. Hey Kushina, who is this kid? As her eyes widened, and so did Minato's. As Natsumi then pointed out, Tochan, that's Nisama. Naruto, did you forget about him? No, Naruto? As then, memories and voids filled in. All of those that they had another son who they forgot about. How could they forgot about him? How did he survive? He was a 3-year-old happy boy, and after that they remembered some incidents when they heard his voice asking them, pleading them to just spend some time with him, teach him, but they ignored him. As they dashed towards Naruto's room to find that there was no room other than Menma and Natsumi's, as the two siblings were also quite shocked by this. Oi, 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 where is Naruto's room? Said Menma. I don't know, Menma, but isn't his room supposed to be here alongside us? No, said another voice as they all turned to look towards a much taller Naruto who was looking back at them. He had 2 wooden swords tied in cross-like manner on his back. He had 2 sword style. He was going to forge his own swords later on to match his genjutsu. Naruto? Is that you? Kushina asked. No, I'm Joe Weller. Obviously it is me. As everyone had a sweat drop, I was just being sarcastic. So, what is it you want with me? Where's your room, son? Where were you? Oh, I was just outside training, and as for where my room is, it's up in the attic. And sometimes I sleep in the basement when it's quite cold up there. As Naruto had a bag on his back that Kushina noticed. Where are you going? Oh, I just came here to collect my leftover stuff. I moved out quite a long ago. I'm surprised that you didn't notice. No, son, we didn't notice. Ah, yeah, you kind of forgot about me. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I've learned how to live by myself now. Wait, where are you going, Naruto? Said Menma. I moved out a long time ago. I'm obviously going to my home, Menma. Where else I would be going? Why are you wearing wooden sticks behind your back? Oh, this. I am kind of interested in Kenjutsu. I've been learning it for quite a while now. 2 to 3 years maybe. And I'm trying to develop my own style. What of it? You're trying to develop your own style? Yeah, I even developed a jutsu similar to your Rasengan. I had Wind Affinity, so yeah. As Naruto made a small Rasen Shuriken in his hand. You added a chakra to it? Yeah. It can be quite deadly, but it is a smaller version of it. I can make it quite bigger. As Naruto extended it, making it a giant ball that made sizzling sound made out of air, piercing their ears. As Naruto then made it disappear. Wait, Naruto! We're sorry, can't you? No. I'm already past it. Can't you see? I'm a grown-up now. I don't need you. I didn't need you for the last, 8 to 10 years? Why would I need you now? I have been taking care of myself. Feeding myself, getting clothes for myself, saving up so I can move out of this hell. And now I finally did. You want me back out of nowhere. Let me guess. You somehow watched some sort of pictures of something that other than that, I'm probably sure you never knew because these two never talked about me, right? As Menma and Mito looked down, Natsumi looked down, we forgot. That's what I'm saying. You forgot. And now I don't care when you remember. Why are you caring for me now? Just let the life move on as it was before. Nothing to worry about. Oh well, I guess I gotta get going. Don't want Uncle to get at my throat. Anko, as in Anko Mitarashi? You mean that crazy snake lady? Natsumi said. As Kushina then asked, Naruto, what kind of relationship do you have with her? Isn't it obvious? She is my fiance. As they did a double take as their jaws dropped. But, but she's 18, Naruto, and you're 11. Who cares? Not me. Obviously, I was a man, and she saw that. I was earning for myself, made a house for myself to live in peacefully. Heck, I'm even being a decent shinobi in my career. What else do you want me to be? Now that I think about it, I don't want to be a shinobi. Naruto said, causing them to go even in more shock. Wait, what? Minato said, but why? I want to be a samurai. Konoha's first samurai. Now that will be something. Okay, Naruto, you can be that. I'll talk to the council and tell you tomorrow to meet me there. As after that, Minato went because it was a council meeting, so he had to go. As the meeting was going smoothly until Shikaku said, "What a drag, you troublesome blonde. What is bothering you? It's my son, Naruto," said Minato as everyone paused. What's going on with him, Minato-sama? He wants to be a samurai, not a shinobi of Konoha. Samurai? Yes, he says that he's developing some sort of kenjutsu style. And he's quite interested in it. And he really wants to become a samurai. And I was hoping that I can pass this motion just so I can get close to him. Now you realize that you've been letting that pup wander off for himself. What do you mean? Fugaku then took in. As Tazumi said, Minato, you made a grave mistake, my friend. What do you mean, Fugaku? Well, isn't it obvious? We are the one who've been taking care of the kid. Not directly, but indirectly. He came to us looking for some odd jobs that we gave him, just like mow the lawn, sometimes catch that demon cat or something like that, and paid the kid somewhat so he could live for himself. I offered to take him in, but he replied that he didn't want to. He wanted to become independent. He didn't want to rely on anybody. He knew firsthand what it felt like to be betrayed and left alone and abandoned. He didn't want to feel that anymore. And that is when he met Anko. Minato said, "Yes. How do you all know about this?" "He had our blessings," said Hiyashi. "Even you?" Minato said, "Yeah, why not? I saw the kid. He was working hard, and I respect that." "Yes, Hokage-sama, even us," said the civilian council. For the first time even siding with their son other than their own agenda. As Nanzo then said, "It is quite honorable that Naruto, your older son, thinks like this, and it will be a good addition. And we will have an upper hand in both the shinobi side and the samurai side. It will be good for Konoha and our arsenal to expand even more." As Homura and Koharu also nodded at this, and so did Hiruzen. So everyone agreed to this, but Minato was quite shocked that everyone knew about this aside from his family and him. That his son was having a hard life, a tough life, but he was happy that Naruto had become a strong man. He was proud of it and felt a lot of guilt, but there was nothing he could do about that now, even though he wished for it to change. In the Megakure, Jiraiya heard the news as he was in a bar. "Are you sure about this?" said Jiraiya as he was talking to his informant who was a bartender. "Yes, Jiraiya-sama. Akatsuki is going to make a move soon. They have a plan to full sweep the whole Jinchurikis. They have already made their move on Suna. They have swept their Jinchuriki. His dead body was found, but luckily, old hag of theirs was able to brought him back to life. He was a Gaara, son of the Kazekage." "You mean Rasa's kid? I see. Kumo also lost his two tails Jinchuriki. One by one, each village Jinchuriki is disappearing, and I'm afraid only 7, 8, and 9 tails are left as we speak." "Wow, they're moving fast," said Jiraiya. "Yes, you have to go now, Jiraiya-sama. You have to warn them, because I'm afraid what their ambitions are, it can't be good. Gathering of all 9 demons and getting them under your thumb, it will only lead to dictatorship and many bloodsheds. Nothing good will come out of it." "You're right. I'll leave that to it. and see that it didn't come true. As Jiraiya left, the said figure turned into Hanzo. Good. Now Katsuki and they will kill each other out, and I will once again rule over Amegakure. Easy play. It was good. Now I have to just sit back and wait. On the other side, in Konohagakure, as Jiraiya was approaching Konoha, Naruto was in a ground that was meant for Hokages to train, mainly for Hiruzen to train. As Naruto had still his wooden swords in his hand. Are you sure you're going to use wooden swords, Naruto? Yes, said Naruto as Hayate and Yugao Uzuki was in front of him and some of the elite Anbus, and even Sai, as all of them dashed towards Naruto, as Naruto using wind-coated swords cut through them, cutting their swords and their armor, even seeping some of their bloods out. He went ballistic. He dashed at them with blinding speeds that only Kages could see and match. He's fast. His strikes held great strength in them. As when Naruto appeared on the other side, it was like a blur. As Naruto was standing there, as his swords were smoking, literally smoking, steam coming out of them, and Naruto's muscles, Kushina, Menma, and Natsumi were shocked. They called their Nissan a loser, and he was training in secret. They were hurt, angry, because their Nissan kept a secret from them, but they were now guilty. Guilty that their brother was gone, and he didn't want anything to do with them. Not them, not their family. As the shinobis were on the ground, grunting badly. As Naruto calmed down, yes, I did it, Zoro-sensei. I made my own sword style. Dance of the blurry blades of fury. Nice cool name, Naruto said, as Zoro's image was shown in the clouds, looking at him with a scowl, saying that it was a horrendous name, but he didn't mind, because he knew his student was a prankster from heart and hell. As Naruto was named the first samurai of Konoha, he had a red metal plate for headband in which Konoha leaf was engraved. He wore a samurai armor. His favorite color was orange, so he went for it. He also had two swords sheathed that he created. It was double-layered katana from both sides, sharp edges, chakra metal made. As Naruto was going to use it in the battle for the first time, he was about to be assigned his first mission when Jiraiya busted in. It was a council meeting that was going on, and Naruto's inauguration as the first samurai. Jiraiya-sensei, what's going on? It's bad, Minato. The Akatsuki, they're coming for your son and daughter. What? What's going on? Who's this Akatsuki? As Jiraiya began to explain what Akatsuki is and what their goal is and how they were able to capture even the 8 tails before he arrived there. They're moving fast and only the 9 tails is left. Nobody knows what they're going to do when the 9-tail Bijus are combined and under their thumb. Even Danzo feared the idea. Having the 9-tail Bijus in a nuclear-made organization, he didn't like the sound of that. If Iwa, Kumo, Kiri, and Taki and Suna lost their Jinchurikis to them, then they feared that they will also lose if they are arrogant. As Naruto then said, I will go and see through that. As Naruto was making his way towards the gates, even if the whole council and Jiraiya were stopping him, he came face to face with Kisame Hoshigaki and Sasori, Deidara, Kakazu, and Hidan, while Nagato, his spots of pain, Konan, Tobi, and Zetsu were away, watching this, because they were confident they were able to take down him. Move aside, kid, if you don't want to get hurt, or I'll offer you up to Jashin-sama. As Naruto dashed, in blitzing speed, much faster than Akage. He was a blur, as Kisame was surprised at this speed. How is he moving that fast? And then he grinned. Good, stronger opponent. As he unsheathed his sword, the Samehara, as Naruto and his sword clashed. But what happened next shocked even the whole Akatsuki. Samehara was slashed and cut open. Samehara growled and screeched in agony as Kisame's eyes widened. as he looked at Naruto for the first time with fear. He remembered how he met Madara. It was like the same thing. Naruto had an aura of a wild, untamed dragon of wind behind him, as Naruto was glaring at them. Leave, or you will die here, for even thinking of hurting my siblings. Naruto's family was happy that he considered them siblings. As Naruto's sword then crackled with lightning, he disappeared again, and this time it was Kakazu's turn. All of his 5 hearts were bursted as he coughed huge amount of blood as his body was lost in threads. He died. Next was Kisame. His hearts were pierced open from his chest. One by one, each and every member of the Akatsuki fell down to Naruto and his might. The whole village was seeing this display of power, and so was Akatsuki. And for the first time, even Nagato, the Pain, the so-called god, felt fear. And he wanted to leave. So did Zetsu. As Naruto arrived behind them and launched Rasen Shuriken, Tobi got caught in it and was destroyed, and so was his mask, revealing his half face. Obito, said Minato. You. Obito didn't bother to look at Minato, but he looked towards Kakashi, whose eyes were widened. You killed Rin. If I'm going to die, at least I have to kill you. Kakashi closed his eye, waiting for him to strike, but it never came. His eyes opened to see a rod, just inches away from his heart, as a sword was piercing through his heart. As Naruto looked at him. Oi, oi, oi. If you have to die, die in a battle. Die a death of a hero. Not like this, of that of a scum and a coward. As Naruto kicked Obito's body away and swiped his sword to clean off the blood, as Naruto dashed again at the Akatsuki, the remaining members. Zetsu was cut open. The black one was disintegrated by lightning right on Rasen blast. As he was blasted and disintegrated, Paths of Pain were destroyed with Naruto's blitzing style, twin dragon roaring lion swords. As for Konan, his paper angel was cut into an origami and killed off. As Naruto was standing in front of them, single-handedly able to take down the whole Akatsuki, as Naruto was bending heavily. Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze, for not following order, I should have you restrained and taken off of the shinobi rollsters, but preventing a great catastrophe from happening for the whole elemental nation. You have our thanks, and for that you are promoted to a jonin. I don't need ranks. I need traveling rights. I want to travel. Enough with this hatred. I have read in the history of our books. Mindless bloodshed. If you want peace and become prosperous alongside others, gaining their resources as well, move a hand of friendship, not that of a kunai to stab them with the other hand in their backs. Given, said Minato. What? Minato, you can't. It's alright, Kushina. He needs just time away. As Anko then came and bonked him on the head. Baka! Don't you know how worried I was? My Hibihime. Don't be like that. I'm taking you with me. You obviously are going to be with me in this travel. Do you think I will go alone? And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun in this travel. As Naruto and Anko left, after 2 days, saying goodbye to the friends that they had. The Uzumaki no Mikaze family were still deteriorated after Naruto left, finding it hard to believe that they had let go of such a gem. In one side, as the shinobi side called it, but their familial side was screaming out to them, saying that they were scum and trash for abandoning their own kin, mainly Minato and her children, mainly Kushina and her children. Even Minato felt like this. He felt like scum. As the news spread in the whole elemental nation through the spies that Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze, a samurai ranking SS for the first time, was able to take down the whole Akatsuki organization, and Naruto even was able to free the 8 Bijus, earning their friendship as they were free to roam. Naruto even made a seal and placed it upon all of them so that they cannot be sealed again or used as weapons. They were all thankful and gave a bit of their chakras to Naruto, as Naruto was now a place where they could connect and talk and held meetings with. and obviously Kurama also connected to it, and was surprised that for the first time a Ningun was able to earn the friendship of all other 8 Bijus, so he had to give it a try as well. Because if it was his father's prophecy that one day a human will come who will be a bridge between them and the humans. And after 4 years of travels and finding Tsunade and Shizune, and killing Orochimaru off and getting rid of Anko's seal and having twins with her, and making friends in Eva, making Oniki get past his hatred and saving his grandson from dying of that said disease thanks to Tsunade, and earning Kuretsuchi's love, and having forcefully married to her in Oniki's eyes to get that he was serious about the alliance and that Konoha might not try to trick them or betray them, and he said that he will kill and hunt down Naruto if he broke Kuretsuchi's heart. And Naruto agreed to it. And slowly and surely Naruto also fell in love with her, much to dismay of Anko. And Anko got a little bit kinky and had a threesome with Kuretsuchi and Naruto. Best night and best decision of her life. And after that, Anko and Kuretsuchi gave birth to his children. As we see Naruto's family, after 8 years, making their way back to Konoha after achieving peace in the whole elemental nations and making friends in the foreign countries and cities, as well as villages. As Naruto returned to meet his family at the gate, his grandchildren dashed at their grandparents as they hugged, as Naruto was finally able to learn the final lesson of his life, to overcome his hatred. He should forgive, but he should never, never forget what they did, and always be cautious of who he should believe. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. Now I know it is quite short story, but I will be making a 1.5 hour long story tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, it is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out. Peace.